Hey Cosmic Babes, it's your girl Malu from Co-Creating Hermit, bringing you the latest video. Please excuse me in advance for the lighting if it's a little poor and if my tripod, a lot of movement, just going through some stuff and things. My other tripod that I had, the ring light, broke and I had to dispose of it, and I can't use that tripod anymore, so I have to use this overhead one, and it's just so complicated. But anyways, also sorry for not posting last week. I'm trying to adjust to my new schedule, and as a I don't know what the heck I am, but I want to say is like I overwhelm my plans, my days with a lot, because I feel like I can do a lot, but in reality I can't, and then if I don't do it I feel bad, and oh my god. Anyways, I don't want to get into it like that. Today we're going to be doing a reading based off of the Resilience Alchemy. We're going to be using this one of those cards to be like the archetype of where you can look for self-discovery and empowerment with that archetype, and then we'll pull. I already pre-shuffled the decks. I'll be using the Resilience Alchemy for archetypes and then also for remedies. I used about, let me see, total of 6 decks. I also have my my Wild Unknown Tarot, the mini tarot cards for clarifiers, but I already have 3 tarot cards, some archetype cards, some messages from your ancestors, some soul lessons from spirit, some crystals and plant wisdom that you can use to help you gain empowerment. And then also I've got these spiritual laws and how you can another way in which you can get into this flow state to empower this archetype of yours. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, so right here we have pile number 1, and interestingly enough I selected the butterfly. This is something that you put on your jacket, and you embroider. It's an embroidery that you can iron onto there, press on, I want to say. However, I love this butterfly, and spiritually, and the spiritual significance of a butterfly is transformation, rebirth, and also I want to say a new beginning. So if that's something that you are putting your intention on at this moment, then go ahead and select pile number 1 with the beautiful monarch butterfly. For pile number 2, we have here the pendulum. This is my clear quartz pendulum that I use for my own personal divinations. However, I just felt called to use this as a signifier for those of you that select pile number 2. And normally I use my pendulum and the pendulum board whenever I really need to make a decision or a direct line of communication other than automatic writing or meditation with my spirit guides. So it's another way I like to communicate with my spirit guides. It's a neat way to do it. But when I was thinking, like when I selected the pendulum, I thought kind of like indecisiveness between 2 options. And so I'm sensing that those that select pile 2 are kind of like, they don't know which way to go or where to make the best choice. So a pendulum is best when you have to make that, obviously not a life-altering decision, but just, you know, you want to get some extra help from your spiritual team. A pendulum's a way to go. So I figured that's a good one for pile number 2. For pile number 3, I selected this opalite crystal, which is in the shape of a star, and I love this. I got it as a when I won a giveaway, and I just think it's so beautiful, so precious. However, the symbolism behind it, I want to say, is hope. And then also literally, you are a star. There's star power and magic within you, and hope and optimism and just this confidence and radiance. And that's something Maybe it's something that you want to set your intention in as well, or something that you want to embody, right? Or to discover within you. So again, here's pile number 1 with the beautiful butterfly, pile number 2 with the clear quartz pendulum, and pile number 3 with the opalite star. And if you're ready, go check the timestamps below in my description box and click the timestamp for pile 1, 2, or 3. Remember, if you're called to select more than one pile or all 3 piles, that's fine. Maybe there's a message for you in each of those readings. And also with you, don't forget please to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this video with anyone you think would care to watch it as well, and engage with my video, please. I am a novice tarot reader here on YouTube, and I'm trying to grow the self-discovery community here, so join me if you care. All right, I'll see you at your pile. Bye, Cosmic Babe. Hey Cosmic Babe, if you selected pile number 1 with the beautiful butterfly, which is a symbol of transformation, of rebirth, and of new beginnings, then this is your reading, and let's get straight into it. So like I said earlier, I pre-shuffled already a ton of oracle cards and of tarot cards, but we're going to start with these 2, and then we'll pull from the oracle in a bit. So we have first the archetype of those that selected pile number 1, and we have creator here, and it says she brings into the world what is needed. Very nice. And then we also have a remedy for this card is sustain, head remedy. So with that there, I sense that some of you guys may be in your head too much. Maybe overthinking, over planning, or overwhelmed, or just anxious, thinking about how you're going to go about bringing this transformation. What do you need to do? What's going on? However, you are very creative if you allow yourself to be creative and you step out of your head. And then with the sustain card, thinking about a sustainable approach in which you create, right? Whatever it is that you're attempting to create here. Hey Cosmic Babe, also I forgot to read from the guidebook this creator card, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it now. I'll enter it in the middle of the reading. Sorry about that. Let's get into it. Yes? So here's a message for this card. The creator leads you into her workspace. All around her are her tools and creations. She asks you, what can you do to fill the void? How can you create what you know needs to be created, not just for others, but for yourself? Something is missing. Something must be created to fill an aching emptiness. The world needs you to express yourself, to create new avenues of thought and new areas of work. What are you being called to share? Before you start this necessary work, you must look and listen and pay attention to what is missing. It is time to bring something new, to create something new. You may open and unfurl into your immense capacity for loving creation. You are in this world, so what do you need? Is there something missing in your life that only you can create? Your presence here, your work here, can change the way you see, the way you see yourself and the way others see themselves. Let your work inspire healing. Let your work inspire transformation. You are performing necessary world alchemy. Yes, and that literally coincides with everything else that we're going to get into right now. All right, pile number 1. I'm going to end this little bit for this message, and I'll let you get back to the video. All right. So we've got the 4 of Wands in reverse. Upright it says foundation and achievements. The 4 of Wands in reverse with foundations and achievements. We've got the 8 strength card, which is power in this deck. And then we've got 13 transformation, the death card. Okay, so right off the bat, pile number 1, this is amazing because these 2 symbols and this card connect. I had said the butterfly is a It is a symbol for transformation, for rebirth, for new beginnings. And look what you guys got here, the Death card, which is also speaking about transformations, new beginnings, and rebirth. And for some of you guys, what I'm sensing here, when I pull the tarot cards, I asked what you needed to know in regards to gaining empowerment so that you can meet this archetype here, which is the creator, correct? I'm sensing that you guys need to build up and work on your self-confidence and your resiliency, right? And know that if you don't meet the achievement, right, of becoming, if you don't meet your overall end game and your achievement, it doesn't mean that you are a failure. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean absolutely anything other than that route and that approach that you took didn't work. Let's try something else and let's recalculate the route. Essentially, that is what it means. Or maybe the timing was just off, right? But however, what I'm sensing here is Spirit's urging you also to let go of the destination, of just thinking and fantasizing about the overall destination, and just focus in the present moment so you can get connected to your flow state, right? And so that you could also be present so you can learn, excuse me, I'm jumbling there, so that you can learn the lessons in those moments. I don't know why, but I am being reminded of something that I read from a book that I absolutely love. It's called Quantum Success, I believe, by Susan Tyler. I will put right here the name of the book if you may be curious to read it. It's a really good book. I absolutely love it. I just can't remember the name for the life of me because I put myself on the spot. But there's, towards the end of the book, it says, mind the pleasure gap. And if what she says in that part is very important, is if you're always looking for the next moment to be satisfied and given pleasure or a dopamine hit, you're going to be so dissatisfied with your everyday life and with the medial tasks that you have to, the mundane tasks. And what I'm sensing here with the Four of Wands in reverse is that you need to stop just looking for those moments, those high peak moments, right? Just focus on one step at a time, one task at a time, and learn to be satisfied with even the mundanest of things. Because if you're constantly seeking what excites you, what gives you that dopamine hit, and what is like exciting, it's your life overall is going to seem very boring to you if you're only comparing it to the last happy experience, if that makes sense. So it's important here, what I'm getting is that you become comfortable with the mundane, right? And don't also expect that you have to always be creating and be producing and be making and creating, right? And with the sustain thing here is creating a sustainable mindset in order for you to become resilient, right? As you're bringing about this transformation and creating things for yourself. Pile number one. That is so beautiful. So I would say the transformation here, the main transformation is in the way you perceive life and you perceive things. That is amazing. That is just so amazing. I'm going to pull any other cards. Let's see if we need any other clarifier cards. 1 second. Any other clarifier cards or any other messages for those that selected pile number 1, Spirit? Any other messages for those that selected pile? Any other messages for those that selected pile number 1, Spirit? Okay, we've got here the Son of Swords. Yes, the Knight of Swords, action, baby, action. And I'm going to pull this one here. We have the Three of Pentacles. Action and collaboration. Yeah. Yeah, taking action on those thoughts that you have. Oh, and the Four of Wands, we have it upright. Yes. Just think, okay, perfect. So we have the Four of Wands here upright, whereas here on this tarot deck it came out in reverse. But what I'm sensing here with the Son of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles, is that know that when something gets a little too hard for you, right, or you're letting your thoughts or any negativity get ahead of you, don't be afraid to ask for help. Especially if it's a big project that you need it to bring it into fruition, don't be afraid to ask for a mentor or help from someone who already did it, in that sense with the mentor, from peers, from your loved ones, from friends. Don't be afraid to ask for help in general. I'm going to keep this one too. Don't be afraid to ask for help, pile number one, whenever you are in the process of bringing something into fruition for yourself. And collaborating is such a wonderful thing, because remember that saying, two heads are better than one. But Spirit here with this card is urging you to take action on those ideas that you want to bring into fruition. And in doing so, remember to do it in a sustainable manner. Don't go about this rushing, right? Don't go about this impulsively, haphazardly. Again, being mindful in the present moment and seeing things, rather than, if you're getting overwhelmed with the grandiose idea of yours, break it down into simple baby steps, like the simplest of simplest steps, so that you could only take one step at a time, as to ease your mind and not to overwhelm you. And when you do it in that way, it's going to be a much more stable foundation, and it's going to last you much longer, which is something that's beautiful, and that's ultimate transformation there, right? All right, pile number one, let's see your other oracle cards. So for plant and crystal medicine, we've got here Azurite and Orchid, which says Lyrian Stargate, personal power, healing entanglements, and throat opening. Yes, speaking your truth and coming into your personal power. This totally coincides with the power card here, and throat opening. So maybe you guys will be doing something that helps you speak your truth, right, and connecting with someone in regards to you collaborating. We also got pink chalcedony. Excuse me, I butchered that. Creativity, self-expression. Life is your canvas. Yes. In order for you to create, you need to allow yourself to speak your truth wholeheartedly and unapologetically. So maybe you guys feel called to do some throat chakra meditations, or do some throat chakra healing. You need to unblock your throat chakra. That's something that you guys can look into. Now we have the Soul's Lessons card. Let's see what Soul's Lessons your spirit wants you to know. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Yes, collaborating and working with people and being around people who like it says, serve your higher good. No longer staying in relationships or friendships just because of the history, but because they actually serve you. And here we have self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Absolutely, we were talking about that. Building up your confidence and your self-esteem with this new mindset that you will be manifesting and bringing into fruition. Okay, we also have here messages from your ancestors. So let's see what messages your ancestors have for you. Pile number one, we have Shield Maiden. Make plans and focus. Absolutely make plans and focus and take it one step at a time, right? That's what we had said earlier. And we have Sage. Be devoted and committed. Yeah, so once you make those plans, just be sure to actually see them through, right? And that's why it's important to break it down to the smallest microscopic step, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, and it can so you don't fall off the wagon, essentially, and then you won't go through that cycle of shame, guilt, remorse, anger, that whole cycle. So make those plans so that you can focus and be devoted and committed to this that you want to bring. But honestly, your overall archetype is that of someone who creates something from nothing. And it's going to be with your the way in which you express yourself. And maybe when you open up and allow yourself to speak authentically, that will help bring people to collaborate with you, because people will be like, oh my god, I'm feeling like that too, and I didn't know you were feeling like that, but thank you for sharing it, right? So lastly, we're going to read out of the book for these two, but this is the universal laws, and you guys got 2, so I ended up pulling 2 for everyone just so it can be fair. So we have the law of relativity. Law of relativity. You are divinely perfect. Live your truth. Yes, we were saying that earlier. Oh my gosh, I love it when everything synchronizes. And then we have the law of reciprocity. Give without expecting anything in return. Absolutely. Give yourself without expecting anything in return. When you give yourself wholeheartedly, and when you're consistent with who you are with everyone, when you consistently show up as yourself authentically, the universe has no other option but to mirror that to you. So it will mirror itself in that pure essence, right? And you'll naturally attract all that you desire towards yourself. Give me a second, I'm going to take a water break and then we'll read from the book. So it says here, any situation where you are experiencing suffering is a blessing in disguise. It is your soul's way of communicating that you are not living in the absolute truth of who you are. Also, it is a divine experience for you to realize what works for you, what does not work for you, and how to live in alignment with your relative truth. This is a test. This test is the great design of the personal factor of life. It is time for you to follow your heart and arrange life in a way that informs universal law into motion. It is time for you to wake up and claim a life of presence, passion, and purpose. Emancipation from suffering is your birthright. Wow, that is so beautiful. And also these cards suggest some activity or journaling, so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you so you can maybe do after you see this video. It says here, where in life are you experiencing imposter syndrome? Do you alter who you are to fit in to the world? Decide to be 100% authentically yourself and live in your truth. Yo, I swear, finished, KO'd. Y'all know I love it when everything synchronizes. I freaking love it. Okay, so moving forward to the law of reciprocity. It says here, it is time to open the key, it is time to open the secret key to abundance, service. You are an infinitely powerful spiritual being capable of miracles, but you must remove the veil from your consciousness to harness the divine skill, this divine skill. By drawing this card, it indicates for you to consider doing 3 random acts of kindness today. You must not have any expectation of getting anything in return. The same life force that created the stars is ready to be unleashed within you. Yes, so do pay it forward. Do that act of kindness, and the universe has no other choice but to mirror that back to you. And the journal in action here for you is do 3 anonymous acts of kindness today. Journal about how you felt or any epiphanies you had. That is so beautiful. Pile number 1. But all right, pile number 1, this is all I'm seeing for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in today for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below if it resonated with you. Don't forget to like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, please, if you haven't already, and share this with anyone you think would care to watch. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye, Cosmic Babes. Hey Cosmic Babes, if you selected pile number 2 with the pendulum, then this is your reading. So some of you may be feeling a little indecisive or needing help making a decision or some clarity essentially. So that's possibly why you selected pile number 2 with a pendulum, or you just like pendulums. They are very cool. I absolutely love them. This is my personal pendulum. So let's get into your reading, shall we? So I already pre-shuffled, like I said earlier, some oracle cards, but we're going to start with the resilience alchemy cards, which is the archetype of the archetype we're trying to embody in order for us to bring alignment with ourselves and to bring empowerment. And then also we'll be using these tarot cards that are already pre-shuffled. Later we'll pull from the we'll grab these. I will reveal those later on, okay? Excuse me, for some reason I cannot speak today. So you guys got, your archetype is Revealer. She invites us to find pleasure, the 21st sister. And I'll be reading from the guidebook what the meaning is. We also have here third place remedy, which is library. So maybe some of you guys love to read, love to learn. You guys are very knowledge seeking. You guys may be like life path number 7. You guys may be Geminis or Virgos, or like, yeah, either Gemini or Virgo dominant placements, or your chart ruler may be Mercury in your birth chart. Just because I'm sensing books there, I'm sensing that you guys like to learn things and want to know things. Before we move forward, let's read from this card here, the Revealer. So it says here, the Revealer fills your cup to the brim. She hands you the most luscious fruits, the softest adornments for your body. She tells you pleasure is your birthright. Remember how much you love life. Rejoice and reveal. Excuse me, the Revealer. Revealer. I've been saying it wrong. I'm so sorry. It's called Revealer. Again, I have dyslexia, so please forgive me. Don't come for me. So there is some pleasure that wishes to be felt today. Do not feel guilt for pursuing this pleasure or for asking others for what you need to feel fulfilled. Do not hesitate to revel and explore and to satisfy yourself. May you own your own pleasure and acknowledge and take responsibility for your needs and desires. No one else can tell you what revelry must look like, sound, taste, or feel like. Find the right pleasure for you. May you explore, expand, and unfurl with new, lush, decadent desires. Excuse me, I have to readjust myself. So it also goes on to say, what new source of pleasure wishes to find you today? What pleasures will give you drive, fuel your passion, and create meaning in your life? It is time to enjoy yourself. Excuse me. And your world. Can you approach today with an open invitation to find and take pleasure in any form that calls you? Can you step forward to revel and rejoice? Wow, let's see what the tarot cards want to tell us here. Regards to the Revealer, we have the Ace of Pentacles, prosperity begins. We have the Ace of Cups, love begins. And we have the Two of Swords, mental conflict. So again, this coincides with the signifier charm, which was making the decision. So maybe you guys are kind of like in between figuring out if you want to pursue a relationship or pursue a new job or new career. That's just one thing. It's not possibly for all of you. However, I am sensing that with prosperity begins and love begins. And then also how the message from the Revealer is finding doing things that fulfill yourself and that bring pleasure to you, right? With maybe your job is demanding and you don't have that space for that, or your relationships are very demanding and taxing in that sense for both your job, your career, and your relationships. However, what I'm picking up with this, these new beginnings, is that know that whatever your situation is in this moment, that's not the final destination. That is not your reality forever. It is just a phase and it's not permanent. And if you are not satisfied, if you are not comfortable, if you're not feeling fulfilled, then you can make that decision to walk away from it. If you can, if you feel comfortable enough to do so, you have that option, pile number 2. I feel like some of you guys need to hear that, because you've been so conditioned or so used to taking care of everyone else and providing for other people and bringing pleasure for other people, that when it comes to doing it for yourself, it feels abnormal. It feels wrong almost. So that's possibly why you're having this mental conflict here, pile number 2, and needing to know, like, should I make this decision because it'll work out for everyone else, or should I make it because it brings me joy and pleasure? You know what I'm saying? I will pull some clarifier cards right now. Just give me a second. Let me turn on my incense here. Let's cleanse the air here. One second. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling like we need to cleanse the air here. Let's take a deep breath. Pile number 2. Oh, I turned it off. Sorry, one second. Discernment that pile number 2 needs. Okay. All right, so pile number 2, I'm going to quickly pull some clarifier cards, or actually just some additional messages you may need. So give me a moment. Just do a quick pre-shuffle. So again, I'm using this for all the readings. All right. Okay, Spirit, can we get any additional message for those that selected pile number 2? Any additional messages? Thank you. The Hermit mode. The Hermit. Okay, this is obviously my favorite card. You guys know, because Co-Creating Hermit. Hey, hey, hey. But the Hermit speaks of going within. And you guys definitely need to take some time, set some time aside so you can go within and figure out what you truly want, pile number 2, to figure out what you truly need. What is it that brings you pleasure? What is it that fulfills you, pile number 2? And that's what Spirit's urging you guys here, is to set some time aside. It doesn't have to be like literally a whole day or week or month or year. It could be as simple as setting some time, an hour. If you live at home with a lot of people, if you have roommates, if you live with your family, with your parents, whatever be the case, just say, hey, I need some 1 hour of unbothered silent time. I'm going to be doing some journaling, some meditation, or I'm going to go on a nature walk, and you can do a walking meditation. You know, just set some time apart for you, pile number 2, in order for you to bring clarity into your life, because I know that you guys have so many opportunities with this Ace of Cups and this Ace of Pentacles here. You guys have a plethora, an abundance of opportunities, not only with your relationships, but also with your careers, with your finances. However, I feel like you guys are stuck in between making the shoulds, like what society suggests you should do, whereas what your heart and your soul is telling you to do, right? So you need to find that balance in between, in the middle, that satisfies you, pile number 2. After all, it is your life that you're living, not the other way around. You know, so what else? What other messages does those that select pile number 2 need to know? 1 second. We have here the Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, and then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So yeah, definitely you guys are a helpful bunch. You guys always have other people in your mind. You guys always want to help other people and provide for them and take care of them. However, with the Page of Pentacles here, well, the Daughter of Pentacles, hold on, give me a second. I need to make sure that that's the page before I say anything. Here, with this Page of Pentacles here, well, excuse me, with the Daughter of Pentacles here, it shows that you're very kind, you're very supportive, you are very responsible, right? And I can tell, I had said that earlier, that you guys are responsible for other people. You guys are so used to putting yourself in the back burner and taking care of everyone else, so much so that people depend on you. Maybe you have kids, maybe you are a caregiver, right, for an elder in your family or a member in your family that has a disability, right? And you guys have gotten so used to caring for others here and being so generous and so kind that you forgot what it is to take care of your own needs and to fulfill yourself and to bring pleasure for yourself. And Spirit is urging here is that you take some time, start off with working inside, internally, bringing some clarity into your mind, right? To help ease your heart, your mind, and your soul. That is what Spirit is urging you here to do, right? And figure out things that bring you the pleasure, that makes you feel like you're thriving in life. But because of how caring and how much you are devoted to those that love you and that you love, that's why you guys have so many opportunities, pile number 2. That's why you guys are so blessed. Overall, you guys are very blessed. At the back, we have the 4 of Swords. So yeah, I'm seriously sensing that you guys need to take some much needed rest and relaxation for some tender loving care for yourselves, pile number 2. That is absolutely necessary. You guys are so used to bringing revealing and bringing joy and happiness for others, but what about for you? So that is what I'm sensing here. Maybe doing some studying, learning something new, maybe picking up a new skill that you can work on, or a craft, or a hobby. Maybe getting a hobby that's outside of your relationships, outside of your work, something that's completely like, let's say, origami, or bonsai trees, or let's say sculpting with clay, or even gardening, as simple as gardening. Just figuring out something that has nothing to do with what you're used to, something completely new that you can get immersed in and that can bring you to that Zen state, that can bring you into this hermit mode, right? Okay, so moving forward, we're going to pull the oracle cards. First, we're going to start off with a plant and crystal wisdom. So what plants and crystal that you can work with to help bring you this alignment and help give you this alignment with the archetype, and that can also bring you empowerment, right? So we have here golden Libya techite, expansion, galactivations, initiations, and ancient Egypt. Very nice. I love this card. Then we've also got here garnet and lady's mantle. It says womb healing, sexual power, sovereignty. Yes, absolutely. So maybe getting in line with your, I want to say, with your solar plexus chakra and also with your sacral chakra, doing some unblocking of those 2 chakras, because seriously, with the solar plexus, it gives you confidence and it allows you to make decisions. It allows you to make some choices and be more assertive in that sense. And then also with the sacral chakra, it helps you with your passions. What brings you pleasure? What brings you sensuality, makes you feel those pleasures, essentially, so definitely look into sacral chakra and solar chakra unblocking meditations, pile number 2. I think that will be very beneficial if that's something that's calling you. Now we're going to pull from the soul's lessons. Let's see what soul lessons you have here. We have 1, patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Absolutely. Some of you are being called to have patience. Maybe you guys feel like, when is it going to be my turn to actually do stuff for myself and not for other people? Or when can I actually move on this idea of mine? We also have happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Yeah. And then also doing things that bring you joy, pile number 2. Do things that brings a smile to your face and that brings you joy. And in this present moment, what can you do right now to make you happy? I asked what your ancestors, spirit guides, what your any archangels that may be guarding, protecting you and around you want you to know at this moment, pile number 2. And we've got Lady, enjoy growth and reap the rewards. Yes. And we've also got Lord, the Lady and the Lord. Oh wow. It says take charge with authority. Yes, and we had spoken about that, you being more assertive, right? But then also enjoying where you are in this present moment and reaping all the benefits that past you has brought into fruition to present you, right? And that is so beautiful. First of all, I love that there's this couple here, the Lady and the Lord. So maybe you guys may be starting a new relationship and you want to know if this is the right relationship for you, right? That's a possibility. Doesn't mean that it is. Remember, this is just a general reading. So also, I pulled 2 cards from the Universal Laws, which is a spiritual awakening, as to what can you be privy to, what you can do in order to help you bring more alignment to this archetype into for your life. So let's see. The first one is the law of power. Remember the truth of who you are. And then we've got the law of polarity. The moment that you judge anything as good or bad, you set the universe in motion. Absolutely. Just know that things are just, it is what it is, essentially. And I will read from the guidebook in a moment. So it says here, have you ever experienced feeling powerless in an area of your life? The moment you hand over your power over anything in the external world is the moment you will experience feeling disempowered. It is time to wake up and remember who you are and the power within. By drawing this card, your higher self desires for you to take back your power and decide to live a totally faith-driven life. You are the force. And the journal or action that it suggests for you here, it says, take one bold action towards your dreams. Get out of your comfort zone today. Yes, so maybe trying a new, like how I said, a new skill or habit, finding a new one that will help bring you one step closer to your overall goal, pile number 2. But that is such a beautiful statement there. Remember the power of you, who you are, the truth of you. And that literally coincides here with expansion, the golden Libyan Techite, the expansion of you, of who you already are, but expanding, right? So that's maybe a crystal you want to look into. Now let's read from the section, the book, the passage from the book, the guidebook. 1 second. It says here, this is a sign that you may be judging yourself. Have you felt the burden of work, meeting expectations, or trying to be enough? I'm finished. Oh my God, I love the synchronicities. Okay. Getting clarity on your values. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just restart this over. It's just because I'm in awe. I love it when spirit comes through and everything is synchronizing here. It just makes me feel good as a tarot reader because it makes me know that I'm on the right path. Because if things weren't making sense, then I know that I just need to start all over. Anyways, so it says here, this is the sign that you may be judging yourself. Have you felt the burden of work, meeting expectations, and trying to be enough? Getting clarity on your values and getting your priorities straight, is important at this time. By drawing this card, the universe is nudging you to take a vacation or give yourself some tender, loving care. Oh my God. I swear I said that. Some TLC. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm over here fangirling. Your higher self desires for you to practice being present to the perfection of who you are. Take a break from the rat race. You are an eternal spiritual being capable of producing miracles. In order to unleash your divine power, you must let go of the belief that you are not good enough. Pile number 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's a journal in action for you. It says, take inventory of the ways you judge yourself. Notice how these limiting beliefs impact your thinking and self-love. Close your eyes and go on a journey within with this Hermit card. Yes. Okay. So what do you need to forgive yourself for? Remember, you are divine, pile number 2. You absolutely are. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. I love the synchronicities. Oh, sorry. That's my ice machine. But pile number 2, this is all I'm seeing for you guys. Please, please, please let me know in the comments below if this resonated with you. I would love to hear how so, or how it did, excuse me. Also, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That means the world to me. Join my self-discovery community that I'm trying to grow here, and share this with anyone you think would care to know about their archetypes and how they can bring this resilience alchemy into this their life. So I'll see you guys next week for the next video. Bye, Cosmic Babes. Hey, Cosmic Babes, if you selected pile number 3 with this opalite star crystal, excuse me, I don't know why it took me such a long time, 1 second. If you selected this opalite star crystal, then this is your reading. Now, I had mentioned earlier that when I selected, I was called to select this crystal because I thought about the star card and how it brings hope and optimism, and also helps you realize, pardon my French, but who the fuck you are, and the power and the essentially the stardom that you have within you. If only you knew, pile number 3. If only you knew. And that's what I want you to know. All the potential that is within you. So so as I said earlier in the pile selection, I have pre-shuffled a couple of oracle cards that we'll be using. However, that will be left towards the end of the reading. What we're going to be focusing on is this 2 cards from Resilience Alchemy, which is the archetype of you, excuse me, the archetype that we're trying to embody and to gain empowerment from, and then also a remedy card of how we can bring that alignment and empowerment to that archetype. Then we'll be having any messages about this archetype for you with the tarot cards, and then we'll go into the oracle. Okay, so we have here the 13th sister, wise woman, and it says here she shows us the pathway. And I'll be reading from the guidebook the messages from this card. 1 second. Then we've got the heart remedy here. It says safety. Very nice. So maybe you creating sacred safe space for you, or you creating that for other people. Let's read from the guidebook. 1 second. So it says here, the wise woman meets you where the pathway is overgrown. There are twigs in her hair and small, shy forest creatures at her feet. She tells you, alchemist, wisdom is not an endpoint. It is a pathway you are walking every day. There will never come a time when you are not becoming wiser. There will never come a time when there is no wise pathway forward and nothing new to learn. Have you forgotten the steps you have already taken and the knowledge you have already learned throughout your life? There is always a wise way before you, but you must find it yourself. May you create a pathway and walk down it with faith, perseverance, and mindfulness. Trust the wise woman within. Pile number 3. Time to recognize that you are a being of wise It is time to recognize that you are a being of wisdom and power. Can you walk your pathway of wisdom and with openness and curiosity? Where in your life might wisdom be needed? What experiences in your past have you left wiser? What does wisdom look like and feel like to you? All right. So 1 second as I quickly take a picture of this section here. Okay. All right, pile number 3. Absolutely. And this literally coincides with this star here of remembering who the hell you are, pile number 3. And everything you've experienced in your life was not for nothing. It has led you to this moment in time and has made you a much more wise person. And if you're not a woman, it's okay. Much more wise person, okay? And know that whenever you are in those sacred spaces that you feel safe and you feel loved and your energy is reciprocated, you feel in a comfortable state in order for you to shine. So maybe creating that safe space in order for you to be vulnerable enough to create and to shine. All right, so that's the message there that I'm picking up from these two cards. Now let's see what your tarot cards want to say to you. So we have firm foundation, which is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We have the third major arcana card, which is the Empress, fertility. And we have the Four, authority, which is the Emperor. Okay, first of all, y'all got two major arcanas popping off right here. And what I'm sensing here with the Empress card, you guys, not necessarily like pregnancy, I'm not sensing that, but I am sensing that you guys are riffing off of that word pregnancy, but pregnant with so many ideas. Like, you guys have so much potential, like in abundance, a plethora of potential. If only you guys allowed yourself to follow down those paths, go down those branches. Like, look at all this, that the branches that are rooting out from her, from the potential of her, right? And it's coming from her heart space. So maybe doing some heart some unblocking in your heart chakra, pile number 3. But also, I'm sensing that you guys have an abundance of potential within you if only you allowed yourself that. And maybe with this Four authority card is allowing yourself to tap into that potential by creating some sense of structure and also authority in your life. If you're looking for permission, if you're looking for the okay to bring in this this potential, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you right now. It is okay to do whatever you need to do for the good of all and harm to none, of course, in order for you to bring this alignment into your life so that you can be the authority. You need to stop waiting for permission to go. Like, stop waiting just because it's not a trend, if this is not popular. If this is your calling, if there's something that you want to do but you feel shy or uneasy, or you don't know because it's something that you haven't seen done before, it's for you to find that pathway. And they had mentioned that, oh my gosh, it has been mentioned in the passage of this card here. It's up to you to find that pathway of you. No one else is going to do that for you. Use the wisdom that you have gained from the past, pile number 3, for this moment here. And with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I'm definitely sensing here. And it's not to say that you don't have a firm foundation. However, I'm sensing that you guys are ready to let go of your reins, ready to let things go. There's no more needing for perfectionism or for like micromanaging and controlling everything. And you guys are just stepping into that like, okay, I can make whatever comes to me, I can make it work. It's the sense of resiliency. That's what I'm getting, is that you guys are or needing to become resilient, right? With that Four of Pentacles in reverse, is that sense that it's okay. You guys are learning that everything that comes into your life is not there forever, and that you're becoming non-detached and okay with whatever comes to you, because you know in phases it'll come back. That is beautiful, pile number 3. I absolutely love that. I love that for you guys so much. So I'm gonna pull from the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot to see any other messages your spiritual team, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your archangels, any spiritual team that serves your highest good, that serves love and light, that would love to come in and speak to you and give you any other messages of how you can embody this archetype and how you could just get the ball going. So let's see, pile number 3 is the spirit team. What other messages do you have for those that selected pile number 3, spirit? Any other messages that you have for those that selected pile number 3? Okay. We've got the Sun of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I'll pull for that right now. So any other messages? We have the 8 of Pentacles. It's a lot of Pentacles energy so far. And And then let me see what's at the back of the deck. We have Judgment. Major Arcana 20, Judgment card. Okay. One second as I take a sip of water. Give me pile number 3. What I'm sensing here, so this was the night. Okay, pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. So this is the Knight of Pentacles, and in reverse, I'm sensing that some of you guys may be a little too stubborn right now, especially with it being over the 4 of Pentacles, which normally upright talks about kind of like hoarding, like a greediness, you know, tightly holding on to things with that control, needing control and whatnot. But with it being in reverse is that you guys need to loosen up your grip, or maybe you guys are loosening up the grip, and you guys, like I had said, have this non-attachment, and you know what comes around goes around, and you guys you know that yes, it's good to be persistent and determined, however, not to a fault that is the detriment of yourself. And that's what I'm picking up here. Maybe some of you guys have been very harsh to yourselves with this Judgment card here over your Empress card. So when it comes to you being creative and seeing all the wonderful things that are working for you, maybe there's like a hyper focus on the negativity rather than the positivity going on in your life, right? And so there needs to be an emphasis or a focus on what is working good, the good within you, the good in your life, and the good around you. So that's what I'm sensing in order for you to ascend into a lighter or a higher vibrational frequency. That's what I'm sensing here, pile number 3. Remember to remember who the fuck you are, okay? Remember all those things that you have gone through and how it's brought you to this point in your life, and how you are much wiser, much more resilient now. That's what I'm sensing here, pile number 3. And with the 8 of Pentacles here, y'all need to I don't know who I said this. I think it was for pile number 2, but finding and I'm getting it for self-mastery. Sorry, for pile number 2, I suggested that they find like a new hobby or a task or something that they can do to get their mind off of things whenever they're feeling overwhelmed. It's something for themselves that's apart from their life and from their careers and from their work. But for you guys, I'm sensing a sense of self-mastery with this 8 of Wands. Learning how to master yourself and how to come to terms with yourself in order for you to be the authority in your own life. The reason why so many of you look outside of you for validation or for approval is because you feel like you're not the authority in your life. So in order for you guys to gain that self-authority is to get to know yourself and master yourself, as in, what do I not like? What do I like? What do I want? What don't I want? And actually doing that deep work of figuring out who you are, pile number 3, will help you become this authority in your own life. And know that everything, like I've said before, and I'm sounding like a broken record, but everything you have gone through has led you to this moment. You are exactly where you need to be, pile number 3. All right, so moving forward, let's get the other oracle cards here. So firstly, we'll be getting the any wisdom from plant and crystals that you need right now. And we have labradorite and blue lotus flower, psychic gifts, wise sage, awareness, and call to action. Yes, yes, yes. Literally with this authority card, calling to action and awareness, right? Having that awareness of what's going on in your life that's working for you, right? So we have that one there. Then we also have fuchsia and feldspar, which is inner child, innocence, and self-awareness. Again, with the awareness. So maybe some of you guys are feeling called to do some inner child healing. You can do some inner child meditations or some journaling, or even honestly doing some artwork. Art is a form in order to connect with your inner child, especially if you like finger painting or coloring. I love to do that every once in a while, but inner child healing is a must, you guys, is a must, because if we go with a lot of our childhood traumas into adulthood, we just end up repeating it, but as adults. Or, you know, like for example, if a trigger warning, if your parents were very emotionally or mentally abusive, unfortunately, if you never healed those wounds and you never learned a better way, when you become a parent, subconsciously you will be doing that to your children, right? Especially if you don't put in the work to heal those traumas within yourself. And I speak from experience. I'm not judging, because me myself, I suffered a lot of verbal and mental and emotional abuse from my parents. I come from a divorced family, so my parents would unbag and unload all of the negativity that they felt for the opposite parent onto me and my siblings, and would always shame us if we did any mistakes and said, you're just like your father, or you're just like your mother. Like toxic. And I didn't fulfill therapy until my later till like just recently, like actually went through therapy until my therapist said, you know what, I feel like you're good, fly free, birdie. Like, but before I wasn't ready. And then I had my kids, and then my kids were the biggest mirror and said, no girl, you need to do some work because you're hurting me. And in hindsight, I laugh now. And my kids, I've taught them how to set their boundaries and how to speak up and advocate for themselves, even against me, their mother, and even against their father or any family member, and say, you are hurting my feelings. I don't like that. I would appreciate it if you stop. If you cannot stop, we're not seeing each other anymore. Like, I know that's crazy for a kid to say, but my kids will tell me, Mom, you're hurting my feelings, how you're speaking to me. It makes me feel X, Y, and Z. And that's something that I never learned. I wasn't given those tools. I had to learn, and I did it not only for my inner child, but for my children, so that when they're older, they don't have to do that work with their kids when they choose to have kids, if they choose to have kids. Sorry for going on a tangent, but I felt like I just needed to share that with you guys. I don't know for why. Maybe one of you guys are parents. Let me know in the comments below. So anyways, these two cards are the soul lessons. So here's what Spirit wants you guys to keep in mind, right? So we have empathy. I'm opening to seeing both sides of the situation. Absolutely. And then also guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And that totally coincides. Both of these coincides with these two major arcana cards here. The guilt card, like, let go of anything that no longer assists you and your soul's growth in order for you to connect to the authority of your life, pile number 3. And then also connect to your empathetic side, not only for seeing the both sides of everyone's situation, but also for you, like why you have gone to the path that you are on, being forgiving and compassionate with yourself, pile number 3. Be kind to yourself and all that you have gone through. You know what I'm saying? If you're so kind and loving and compassionate and forgiving for those around you that you love and admire and that reciprocate that for you, you need to do that for yourself too. Okay, that's what I'm really sensing here. You need to be your safety zone, your safe space for yourself, especially with that judgment card here. Seriously, you guys need to show yourself safety, empathy, and be kind to yourself. Moving forward, so these two cards are any other messages your spirit guides, your ancestors, your archangels may have for you guys. And let's get into it. So we have Sky Father, trust in the unknown. That's beautiful. Trust in the unknown. And then we have High Priestess, harness mystical powers. Yes, and also here with the psychic gifts. So maybe some of you guys do have some psychic gifts. Maybe some of the clairs, like clairognoscent, clairsentient, clairvoyant, clairaudient, and I'm sure I'm missing some other ones, but maybe it's time to tune into that. Tune into your psychic powers. Do some exercises to help you with your intuition, to reconnect you to your intuition, to connect you into your psychic powers, do some activities and meditations that will help with that. And then also knowing to trust in that unknown. It's okay that not everything goes to plan for whatever reason. There's a tarot reader that I absolutely adore. Her name is Shanetta Tarot. And she says, she had said this in one of her readings that I saw before I decided to become a tarot reader, which really helped me so much. And I always say it to myself anytime things don't go as planned, especially when I really wanted it. It says Shanetta says, rejection is a form of protection. That rejection was a divine form of protection for you, for us, for me. And to trust in the unknown. The reason why things didn't go through as you planned, that form of rejection, whether you liked it or not, is for your protection. And it's because you are being guided towards another way that you were meant to be on, right? So that's a beautiful way to see, a beautiful perspective to have in this, and to know that whatever is meant for you will come, will not miss you. It is on the way. And what you thought you needed is actually not what you needed at all. So just trust that the universe, trust that in your spiritual team that they got you, right? And trust in that. Okay, so lastly, we're going to be reading from the Spiritual Awakening cards. I pulled 2 to see what universal laws you need in order to bring this alignment, bring this archetype into fruition, and also for you to embody it, essentially. So we've got here the law of Dharma: transform your pain into your purpose. Yes, especially with this wise woman here and the safety. Then we have the law of nature: reconnect to Mother Nature. Oh yeah, especially with this the Empress card, and fertility. In the original tarot, in the Rider Smith, the Rider-Waite card, I am so sorry, I cannot speak for whatever reason, but the original Empress card, she's out in nature. Like, there is an abundance of nature and foliage and plants, and it just shows how abundant Mother Nature is. So this literally reminds me of the Empress card, going out into Mother Nature so that you can ground yourself and feel more connected and centered. That's what I'm sensing. I will read from the guidebook. Just give me 1 second. Past the law of Dharma, 1 second. Hold on now. Okay, law of Dharma is page 59, and then the law of nature, 77. And 77. Okay. Okay, so starting off with the law of Dharma, pile number 3, it says, there is a message and a gift within you that the world is ready for. You are the only person in the entire cosmos with your gift. With your gifts. By drawing this card, your higher self is ready to give you your spiritual blessings to the world. You may have known what this purpose is for quite some time, but may have not believed yourself worthy of such a grand plan. The universe is conspiring for your greatness. You have to get out of your way and commit by putting in both feet. Here's a journal and action suggestion. It says, invest your time and energy into doing your inner trauma work, transforming your suffering into service. Also, open up your calendar or diary and mark off everything that does not make your heart sing. It is time to only say yes to things you love. Pile number 3, this totally coincides with these 2 cards here, these 2 cards here, which talks about your mystical gifts and your psychic powers. It literally talks about that. Maybe some of you guys already know that you're psychic. It's hereditary. It runs through your family. You guys have that in your family, in your bloodline. So it's time for you guys to neglect it no more and deny it no more. It's tapping into it and probably seeking mentorships to the generations before you that already learned how to work with that. But yeah, and also with this crystal here, remember who you are. You guys have so much potential, and you guys are here for a big purpose. Don't deny it anymore. Don't play small anymore. Okay? No more judgment. So lastly, with this law of nature card, it says here, by drawing this card, your higher self desires for you to spend much more time with Mother Nature. This note might indicate to take a daily hike, plan more time by the ocean, or work in a garden. It may even be telling you that it is time to move to where there is more nature. The universe is guiding you home to the divine source. Here's an action and journaling. Here's a journal and action passage. It says, take some time today to do breath work and reset each cell of your body. Notice how you feel before and after you do this breathing exercise. Wow. So yeah, maybe some of you guys may be feeling called to doing some breath work, some inner child healing, also some any psychic development activities that'll help you get in tuned and reconnected to your psychic powers, because you guys are wise women, essentially the shamans, a shaman, right? A medicine woman, a magical practitioner. It runs in your DNA. Do not deny that any longer. Trust in that, trust in yourself, and finally step into that power that you have within you. You guys have an abundance of potential and offerings to share with the world, so don't dim yourself anymore, right? Allow yourself to shine. Allow yourself to shine, pile number 3. But pile number 3, this is all I'm seeing for you guys. Please let me know down below in the comments how this resonated with you. If it did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, pile number 3, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video with anyone you think would care to watch it. I thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's video, and I'll see you next week for that video. Bye, Cosmic Babes.